Hello aspirants, welcome to hrpreparation.com, India's first online institute for HR aspirants. hrpreparation.com is the only institute in India which provides online course for the HR aspirants. We provide you the video lectures, online test series and study materials for UGC NET, HRM and labor welfare, for PSU HR exams and also for other HR competitive exams. If this is the first time for you, then please do subscribe to our channel for more HR recruitment notifications and updates. And for free HR updates and recruitment notifications, please join the WhatsApp group now. So today we have this notification which has come from THDC India Limited. Now this is a Schedule A Mini Ratna Government PSU. So this is about executive trainee personnel and public relation disciplines. Join the THDCIL to boost your career graph and contribute in lightening India through green power. So let's take a look at what this is. So basically, THDCIL is a Schedule A Mini Ratna Government PSU or public sector undertaking. It is one of the premier power generators in the country with installed capacity of 1513 megawatt with commissioning of Tehri Dam and HPP, Koteshwar HEP and wind power projects of 50 megawatt at Patan and 63 megawatt at Dwarka in Gujarat to its credits. Now if you read further, THDCIL invites the application from bright, dedicated, result-oriented, energetic and dynamic candidates with good academic records to join them as executive trainee in personnel and public relations discipline. So this notification has been given by the THDCIL and this is for the executive trainee in personnel and public relations discipline. So let's take a look further. So coming to discipline and category wise vacancies. So here we'll be looking at the executive trainee personnel discipline. This is the post and the number of vacancies that they have given is 10. So there are 10 vacancies which are available, out of which 5 vacancies are for the UR category, that is unreserved category. 1 seat or 1 vacancy belongs to the SC category, 1 seat for ST, 2 seats for OBC non-creamy layer candidates, and 1 seat or 1 vacancy is for the EWS or economically weaker section candidate. So coming to the abbreviations here, like as you can see, so the posts reserved for PWD or persons with disability. So post reserved for and post identified suitable for. So reserved for VH, there is 1 seat, that is visually handicapped. And here for the post identified suitable for OA, that is 1 arm, OL which stands for 1 leg, BL stands for both the legs, OAL stands for 1 arm and leg, BLV, so B is both, and HH. So these are the abbreviations which are given for the same. Now candidates belonging to the PWD subcategory other than the one for which the post is reserved can also apply provided the post is identified for that subcategory and that the candidate meets the eligibility criteria prescribed for their respective category as mentioned under the relaxations and concessions. Now coming to the essential qualifications which are required. So for the personnel post, the essential qualifications required by the candidate are as follows. That is, the candidate should have an MBA degree with specialization in personnel management, that is HR as main or the major subject, or HRD or HRM, or a postgraduate degree in personnel management or IR or labor welfare, or a 2 years full-time postgraduate diploma in PM and IR or labor welfare, or a master's in social work or MHORD from a recognized Indian university or institute which is recognized by appropriate statutory authority in India, and that candidate should have not less than 65 marks or equivalent CGPA or OGPA, and desirable qualification is LLB. And they are not asking for any experience, so no experience. These are the essential qualifications which have been mentioned for this post, that is personnel post. And the overall percentage of marks, so the candidates with not less than 65 marks, taking average of all the semesters or years, which is irrespective of the weightage given to any particular semester or year by the university or the institute in qualifying educational qualification, and also not less than 65% of marks in 12th and 10th examinations will only be considered. The candidates with 64.99% marks are also not eligible, and the same shall not be rounded off to 65. So rounding off the marks or the percentage will not be considered here. So greater than 65 or 65% is must. Now for the final year or final semester students of the academic year 2019-2020 who expect their results by August 2020 may also be considered eligible. But of course, the minimum marks is 65% or equivalent CGPA, which should be an aggregate of all the semester of years up to the pre-final examinations. So kindly read all the points carefully before applying for this post. Now coming to the upper age limit. So 30 years as on 1st April 2020 will be considered as age limit. Coming to the valid score in the UGC NET June 2020, the candidates are required to appear in the corresponding paper of UGC National Eligibility Test of June 2020 as shown below and also qualify in the same time. The qualifying marks shall be as per the standards which have been set by the UGC NET conducting authority. So for the HRM or Human Resource Management post, the corresponding NET paper and subject code is this, which is labor welfare or personnel management or industrial relations or labor and social welfare, human resource management, and the subject code will be 55. So for human resource management, this is the subjects or this will be the paper which will be covering all these topics, and the paper code will be 55. Now coming to the relaxations and the concessions. Now let's take a look at the first point, which says reservation or relaxation or concession to OBC or non-creamy layer, SC, ST, PWD and XSM and Jammu and Kashmir domiciled or victims of riots or people from economically weaker section shall be as per Government of India directives. However, the eligibility for the UGC NET 2020 is a prerequisite for applying to the THDCIL. Now the second point says, persons suffering from not less than 40% of the relevant disability shall only be eligible for the benefit. Now under the PWD category, persons claiming concessions, relaxations or reservation under the PWD category are requested to keep their disability certificate ready in the format which has been prescribed by the Government of India and which is also available in the recruitment section of THDCIL website for reference. So only in this format the disability certificate should be kept ready. Now the next point, relaxation in marks is essential qualification. Percentage of marks in essential qualification is relaxed to the pass marks for SC, ST, PWD, XSM, departmental candidates. Now relaxation in the upper age limit. Now for the OBC or NCL candidates, 3 years is given as the relaxation. For SC/ST candidates, 5 years of age relaxation has been given for ETHR. For PWD candidate, 10 years over and above applicable category relaxation has been provided. For DOOP Kshetra candidates, 5 years over and above the applicable category relaxation has been provided. And for the Jammu and Kashmir domicile or ex-servicemen or the victims of any riots, as per Government of India directives, they will be given the relaxation. Now coming to the reservation or relaxation or concession for the SC will be subject to submission of relevant caste certificate in the prescribed format issued by a competent authority. So the relaxation or concession will only be given if you submit the relevant caste certificate. Also, the same is considered for JNK domiciled, ex-servicemen or victims of riots. So if they submit a relevant age relaxation, come domicile certificate or discharge certificate in the prescribed format issued by a competent authority, these will be given the relaxation. Now the reservation and relaxation for the OBC or NCL will be subject to submissions of the latest OBC NCL certificate, which is also in the format prescribed by the Government of India for appointment to post under Government of India from a competent authority along with the application form. Now also the OBC NCL candidate should submit the NCL declaration in the format that has been prescribed by the Government of India. The name of the caste, community of the candidate must appear in the central list of OBCs, which is available on the National Commissions for the Backward Classes, that is on the website www.ncbc.nic.in. The reservation or relaxation or concession for persons with disability is subject to submission of disability certificate in the prescribed format which has been issued by the Government Medical Board. Also, the candidates belonging to the DOOP Kshetra, the certificate shall be valid only if the same is issued by the Special Land Acquisition Officer duly verified by concerned district authority. Now in case of the caste or category certificate, if this caste or category certificate is issued in a language which is other than Hindi or English, those candidates are advised to produce a certified translation of the same either in Hindi or English language at the time of document verification. Now, the candidates working in THDCIL are advised to forward their application through proper channel. So these are some important instructions. Now, if the candidate is called for the interview, his or her identity would be verified with the UGC NET June 2020 admit card and the UGC NET official scorecard. Therefore, the candidates are requested to retain their UGC NET 2020 application copy, admit card and scorecard with them. So after you are done with your exam, kindly keep the UGC NET application copy, your admit card and your scorecard along with you. Now the candidates shall be required to bring a valid photo ID to the interview. Photocopies of the original identification document will not be acceptable. So the original photo ID is essential. The candidates will not be permitted to appear for the group discussion or the interview if the original or the valid photo identification is not presented along with the UGC NET June 2020 admit card and the scorecard. So in short, during the interview, a valid photo ID, the UGC NET June 2020 admit card, scorecard and application copy has to be carried. Now coming to the selection process. Now the selection process consists of marks which is obtained out of 100 in the corresponding paper of UGC NET June 2020 and personal interview. Now the eligible candidates will have to appear for the corresponding paper or subject of UGC NET June 2020, that is subject code 55 for HR. Candidates declared qualified in corresponding paper or subject of UGC NET June 2020 shall only be eligible to be considered for the next stage of selection Candidates declared qualified in corresponding paper or subject of UGC NET June 2020 shall only be eligible to be considered for the next stage of selection subject to meeting the eligibility criteria which is prescribed by THDCIL. Qualifying marks in UGC NET June 2020 shall be as per the standards set by UGC NET conducting authority. Now the qualified candidates shall be shortlisted category-wise for group discussion and personal interview, which will be based on their marks which is out of 100 in this UGC NET June 2020 in the corresponding paper or subject and as per the criteria which has been decided by the management. The candidates shall obtain information about their status and the THDCIL website in recruitment. The candidates shortlisted for the group discussion and interview shall be required to bring the documents that have been mentioned in their interview call letter. The candidates must qualify in the personal interview in order to be considered for empanelment. Candidates must qualify in the personal interview in order to be considered for empanelment. The qualifying percentage in the interview for different categories are mentioned here. So for the unreserved category or OBC and EWS section, the qualifying percentage in the interview will be 50%, while on the other hand for the SC, ST, PWD and ex-servicemen, the qualifying percentage in the interview will be 30%. Now coming to weightage of different parameters. For calculation of final score of a candidate for the empanelment, the weightage of marks obtained in the UGC NET 2017 group discussion and interview shall be indicated below. NET June 2020 marks which will be out of 100 in the corresponding paper So for this 80% of the marks will be considered, and the personal interview 20% of this marks will be included, so a total of 100%. So this is how the final score for empanelment will be considered. 80% marks will be considered for your paper and 20% from your personal interview. Now coming to the empanelment of candidates. The candidates who qualify in the personal interview will only be adjudged suitable for empanelment. Therefore, it is again reiterated that the candidates will have to qualify in UGC NET June 2020 and in the personal interview separately in order to be considered for empanelment. The offer of appointment shall be issued to the suitable candidates in order of category-wise merit and based on the requirement. Now kindly note that UGC NET June 2020, which is to be conducted on 15th of June 2020 to 20th June 2020, the score is valid for this recruitment process. Score from any previous UGC NET examination will not be valid. Candidates who are willing to apply for THDCIL will have to apply and appear for the UGC NET June 2020 even if they are previously qualified in NET. The appointment of selected candidates will be subject to their being found medically fit in the pre-employment medical examination, which is to be conducted as per the THDCIL norms and the standard of medical fitness. Now coming to the health standards. So the applicants should have a sound and good health. The appointment of selected candidates will strictly be subject to their being found medically fit in the pre-employment medical examination, which will be conducted as per the norms and the standards of the medical fitness prescribed by the corporation, which is the minimum standard of fitness which is required, and no relaxation in the medical norms is allowed. Now for further details regarding this, you can go to the website www.thdc.co.in. Now coming to the compensation package, the organization offers a very attractive pay package and is one of the best in the industry. The selected candidates will be placed at a minimum basic pay of 50,000 rupees in the pay scale, which ranges 50,000 to 3%, that is 1,60,000. This is provisional during the period of training. These candidates will be absorbed after the successful completion of training as senior officer in the E3 grade in the pay scale of rupees 60,000 to 3% increment, that is 1,80,000 rupees. Now during the training period, besides the basic pay, candidates will also be given the dearness allowance and will also be entitled for other prerequisites and allowances under the cafeteria approach. Also, benefits such as leaves, medical treatment for self and dependent in renowned hospitals have been empaneled in Delhi, NCR and at other places also. Apart from that, Provident Fund, that is PF, pension, gratuity will also be given. On regularization, the compensation package shall include the basic pay, the dearness allowance, the other prerequisites and allowances as per cafeteria, performance-related pay, company leased accommodation, company quarters or HRA, that is the house rent allowance, reimbursement of the monthly conveyance expenditure, mobile facility, etc. will be admissible as per the company rules enforced from time to time. The corporation also offers excellent facilities like short and long-term loans and advances including the house building advance, car loan, computer or laptop loan, medical facilities for self and dependents, group insurance, provident fund, gratuity and pension. Now coming to the service agreement bond. Now the selected candidates who belong to the general or OBC and EWS category will be required to execute a service agreement bond of 5 lakh rupees, and the SC, ST and PWD candidates will be required to execute a service agreement bond of 2.5 lakhs to successfully complete the prescribed training and thereafter serve the company for at least 3 years. So a bond will be signed for 3 years. Now coming to the placement and career progression. Selected candidates shall be required to undergo 1-year training as per the schedule at various units or projects or offices. So training will be of 1 year, and the training period can be extended in performance if performance of the trainee is not found satisfactory. So not just 1 year, it can also be extended. Now on successful completion of the training, the candidate will be placed as the senior officer in the E3 grade in the personnel or social discipline or corporate communication at various units or projects or offices, including joint ventures and subsidiary companies of the corporation based on the requirement. Now coming to some general information and instructions. So only Indian nationals who have attained the age of 18 or above are eligible to apply. Reservation or relaxations or concessions to all these category candidates will be given as per the Government of India directives. Also, candidates which also candidates who belong to the Dhoop Kshetra, that is THDCIL project affected area, the certificate shall be only valid if the same is issued by special land acquisition officer duly verified by concerned district authority. All the eligibility qualifications should be regular and recognized from a recognized institution or board or council or university. The candidates who have diploma or sandwich diploma course or a qualification acquired through distance learning mode or part-time mode shall not be considered. Also, a minimum percentage of the marks is essential for qualification, which is 65% as already mentioned, taking average of all the semesters or years. And there will be no rounding off the marks. So 64.99% will not be considered as 65. So 65% or above is the minimum requirement. Next one is candidature is liable to be rejected at any stage of recruitment process or after the recruitment or even after joining if any information which has been provided by the candidate is not found in conformity with the criteria mentioned in the detailed advertisement, or if any particulars indicated in the application or other forms or formats are not recognized or are false or misleading and or amounts to suppression of information or particulars. Also, the computation of age shall be done, which will be considered as on 1st April 2020, and the date of issuance of the final mark sheet shall be taken as the date of acquiring qualification. The applicants should clearly mention their mobile number, their email ID at specified place in the application form. Now, in case the candidate doesn't have a valid email ID, he or she should create a new valid email ID before applying. The candidates are advised to keep the email ID and mobile number active until the completion of the entire recruitment process. No change in the email ID or mobile number will be allowed once entered. All future correspondences shall be made via email and/or SMS only. Candidates working in government or PSU are required to produce an NOC or a no objection certificate from the present employer at the time of interview. The candidates claiming reservation under OBC or non-creamy layer should belong to OBC non-creamy layer as on the last date of submission of application to the THDCIL. So these are the important dates. So first, the opening of the online registration for UGC NET 2020, June 2020. So this has already begun. That was 16th of March 2020 and 16th of May 2020 is the closing date for online registration. So you have 2 more days for sending your application forms. So please be quick if you want to register online for this notification, this post. And the date of examination to be conducted by the NTA is as per schedule. And the cutoff date for the purpose of upper age limit will be considered from 1st April 2020, which is 30 years age limit, apart from relaxations and relaxation in the age. Now for THDCIL, the opening of online registration, this is a tentative date which has been given, that is a 15th June 2020, and the closing of online registration will be 30th of June 2020, and the last date of submission of payment details in online portal, which will only be considered for the registered candidates, and this is also tentative dates which they have provided, which is 2nd of July 2020. So let's read a note here which says how to apply and how to make payment will be notified separately in the website. So this was all about the THDCIL notification. So for applying for this THDCIL, kindly go through the notification and all the rules and norms carefully before applying, and all the best. And for further notifications and updates, please log on and please subscribe to hrpreparation.com. Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Do not forget click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon. Like, comment and share. See you next time.